Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. So actually Dungeons and Dragons 5e, but actually I have a guest with me who's going to talk specifically about how to run Dungeons and Dragons or play Dungeons and Dragons with kids. That's Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Hi, Sadie.
Hello, I'm Sadie Rogers. I'm in Chicago, and I do run Dungeons and Dragons online for kids ages 9 to 14 primarily, but have also been recently delving into running it for much younger kids, ages 5 to 8. And I have lots of exciting things to share with you that may kind of demystify that.
Now, when it comes to character building, I always found that was the hardest aspect of the game for me, to actually communicate to anybody, whether they be an adult or a teenager. And usually I used pre-made character sheets for the younger players. How do you go about character building with somebody who's quite young?
Yeah, great question. I honestly, I won't knock a pre-made character sheet if you want to introduce D&D that way. I think that's awesome. However, I have always found that this sort of session zero aspect of D&D is so it brings the group together, and it gives the DM time to learn what their kids in this case want to play. So what I usually do is, whether in person or over Zoom, I would sit down with a kid and say, okay, how do you see yourself in battle? Like if you're fighting, say there's an orc coming at you, are you shooting spells from your hands? Are you swinging swords? Are you, unleashing arrows? Are you leaping through the air, doing a little bit of like acrobatic kind of thing? Are you trying to talk to it and stop it and sing it a song? And I tell them there's no wrong answer. Be as weird as you want. And then once they've given me the answer, I kind of take that and I'm like, okay, so if and usually it's gonna magic and swords usually win on the first time around. Actually, there's a lot of rogues, so that's not true. But then I take that information that they have given me and help them craft their character around that. And with 9 to 14, we have a full on session zero. We do everything standard array and then build from there. With younger kids, it is a very stripped down version of that, where I offer them a much more slimmed out option list, basically dwarf, elf, halfling, human, gnome, and fighter, ranger, sorcerer, druid, with simplified sorcerers and druids. I do this because I think that it can be a little overwhelming to try to teach a PHB, like you've mentioned, to a kid that might not even be able to read yet. So instead, you're still showing them the game. And then if they take to it and you end up running a few sessions at your home and it's going really well, you can start to introduce more options and rules as you go, especially if you're doing one shots and stuff like that. They get that basic list, and then you give them the standard array. And I don't stress about racial and class background proficiency bumps at all with the younger kids. I actually just do the basic sort of half elf bump, +2 to 1 score or +1 to 2 scores. Gives them a few options. Let them choose where they want to put that. Help them make it in the right place. Like if it's fighter, make it strength and dex, and if it's sorcerer, probably charisma, constitution. But even that, with younger kids, it's not really going to matter that much because I have the combat and everything, as you know, simplified as well. So it's just describe what you want to be. I'm going to make that happen kind of thing. It's just the yes and world building concept.
This has been a great conversation, Sadie, so thank you very much. So where can people find you, Sadie?
I am available on Instagram at Sad Pigs. That's SADPIGS. And I am also working on a film about some adults playing D&D that is in early development, called Heart of the Trepid, and it's on Instagram at Heart of the Trepid. That's TREPID. My YouTube is Sadie and Valinor, and I'm kind of all over the internet. So come find me, ask me any questions, hit me up anytime. I'm around. Thank you.
So I'm going to put all of those links, or as many as I can, down in the description so you can find those. Thank you, Sadie, for being on. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.